What's up? Welcome to the Odyssey. So this is a quick review of Rampage, and I say quick, but watch it end up being like 20, 10 minutes or something. I was gonna do this professionally on my computer, but my computer is rendering some stuff from my gaming channel right now. So because of that, it's just I have king of technical difficulties. But anyway, let's get back to Rampage. Rampage was a fun ride. I think it was very entertaining. The story made sense as to why everything went down. The characters that connected with each other, it made sense why this person ran into that person, etc., etc. And the action. I'll get to the action in a minute here. The story was really nice because of the messages that it gave off to, not just the connections all the characters had and the reason why this and that and A, B, and C happened. The message that they brought in there, it was like low key. It wasn't harping on it or anything or being preachy about it, but it kind of relayed the impact of what poaching and animal cruelty the impact it can leave on not just the not really it kind of just left an impact, like how it could leave an impact on people and more so the animal, the families that can be affected. Sometimes poachers may just go after the mother or the father, maybe the kids, and they don't often go after the whole family. Like every situation is different. Maybe they only found like one type of animal at the time. You never know. So there are many different things, and it shows like how messed up it actually is and what they actually can go for, and it's like why. So all the characters, like I said, they connected very well, and the message was, I think it was well handled how they talked about that a little bit, and it made sense where some characters, how they reacted to other people, to other situations, why this person feels this way, why they act this way towards other people, and the connections like that I felt were handled really nicely, and the action was well placed. The beginning of the movie, it starts off with action, and then like, excuse me. So it goes from action, a little bit of talking, action, a little bit of talking, action, and it feels well placed. Like when they talk, it's engaging because it's about important stuff. It's not like irrelevant stuff. If they're talking, they're developing the plot and foreshadowing to other things too. So you got to make sure you actually catch on, because there are a couple of things that may go over your head, and that's what makes it so great. And each monster that is seen in the trailer, they come in at really cool times. They kind of hint at how, where they were when stuff went down, like how they turned into what it was from the beginning, and just the foreshadowing was really nice. The dialogue was great, except I'm gonna quote. It's not gonna be a direct quote from the critic here, but I forget what he said exactly, but Dwayne Johnson kind of had some moments where it's just like they close up on his face and he just has like a corny one-liner, like, "Oh, that's not good. Oh, here we go again," stuff like that. Me, I'm just like, I love the cornballness. Like I think it's funny to me, and it was that kind of stuff. Like he had plenty of great lines in the movie too. Like he was funny, George was funny. Like all the characters had funny moments to a degree, and actually it was surprisingly gory. And I'm not one for gore, but the gore that was in it was light. It wasn't too bad. Like you weren't seeing people being ripped apart or anything like that, but I won't go into detail. But mainly on the gore factor was like the monsters themselves. So it's what to be expected from like watching Jurassic Park or a King Kong movie, that type of, or Godzilla even. Not too heavy on the gore, except for the monsters really. But it was handled really well. I think that this is definitely a movie I would recommend to anyone who just loves a good action movie. Especially people who want to see almost non-stop action, because for a lot of the movie there's action to some degree, and they handled it really well. So we talked about story, characters. The characters were really good. The villains, yeah, this movie did technically have villains in it. It made sense. Like it made sense why they were villains. Like the one, they were both I won't go into detail about it because I don't want to spoil it, but it made sense. Like, some people were just about money, other people were just about just being crazy, just want to see the world burn. I won't say how they are handled in this one, but it was kind of funny. I feel like one was a little too cliche, the other one not so much. I'll say this: the woman I don't feel was cliche. The guy, a little cliche, because I mean, in business, a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are like the woman. I'll say that much. But the guy, I mean, yeah, him too. It was kind of funny. Like, he was eating in like almost every scene. That was kind of funny to me. And I'll say this too. I think I'll end it off after this. The scene where it's like the final fight. It's kind of hilarious. Like, if you haven't seen the trailers, if you've seen the trailers, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Of course, Dwayne, his character is in the final fight with George, fighting against the other monsters. It was hilarious seeing that, because you see these big creatures and you see this little tiny guy with a grenade launcher. Don't get me wrong, that grenade launcher packed a punch, but that was kind of funny. It was actually just funny just seeing this little guy, but it was good. The final fight was amazing. All the fights were great, and I think I'll leave it at that. The final scene was perfect. They did some things outside the box, so it's not your not everything's cliche, but sometimes with movies like this, cliche is cool. And I wouldn't really say it was a cliche movie, to be honest. I would just call it a fun ride. I don't really have any dislikes to it, to be honest. Right off the top of my head, I don't really have any dislikes, except one. There was one person that died that I kind of wish didn't die, but other than that, I'm not saying who did. And I think I'll leave it at that. I might do a part 2 that's actually that's completely spoiler, but let me know how you thought about this overall review. If you like it, if you like monster movies and action movies in general, or if you just like Dwayne Johnson, I love all three. Watch it, it's worth it. So I hope you enjoyed my review, and until the wind hits our sails yet again, let me know if any future content that you'd like to see from me in the future. I'm out of here. Later days.